Mahalakshmi Mata ki jai. Jai Gurudeva everyone. So today the 8th day of Navaratri, the 8th night of the mother, Maha Gauri. Maha Gauri, when we look at her, what do we see? We see purity. She's calm, serene. She's not wild. That's what she represents, that wisdom of the self. She represents that knowledge, how to attain to that self. We all say, yes, we know ourselves, but in reality, in this world, very few, even if they are well versed in scriptures, they may know everything through the scriptures, but that doesn't mean that they have a glimpse of themselves. Forget about the glimpse of God, but even glimpse of who you are. I'm not telling about the monkey that you see in the morning in the mirror, because the monkey mind only perceived a monkey. No? A mind which is agitated, a mind which is always jumping around, what would that mind perceive? It will perceive only a monkey which is constantly jumping from one thing to the other. This is the state of the mind. But when that mind have calm itself through your sadhana, through your meditation, through your japam, that same mind start to reveal a different aspect of yourself. That's why Maha Gauri represent that serenity, that calmness, that awareness. Because those who is anchored within oneself, they don't bother about anything of the outside. Lord Krishna said to Arjuna, out of those who constantly, faithfully, and most devoutly worship, no, Arjuna said to Krishna, worshipping your form, which have attributes, and those who meditate on your cosmic or pervading form but have no attributes, of these two classes of worship, two classes of worshippers, who is excellent and superior? Here Arjuna is asking to Lord Krishna, which one? You have two kinds. One which worship Bhagwan with form, and there is few people who worship. There's people who worship God without form. They worship the idea of God. They worship God into its omnipresent aspect, the Sagun aspect, Nirgun aspect. So here Arjuna is asking, which one is greater? Which one is superior? So Lord Krishna answered to him, my devotee who worship me with faith, and those mind which is unwavering, those mind which is fixed on me, knowing me to be the Supreme Lord, is the one who is best and well versed in the essence of yoga. On the other hand, those who seek me by controlling the mind and their senses, by seeing me everywhere in my all-pervading form as pure consciousness, who seek me by meditation upon my form, known as the Supreme Brahman, a form of cosmic dimension, a form that is too abstract to be understood, a form that it is without any name, unmanifest, unthinkable, immutable, all-pervading, also attain me, but they encounter a lot of problem and trouble to reach me. For this path is paved with lots of danger. So here you see Bhagavan himself is explaining to Arjuna the danger of worshipping God in his formless attribute. He said it is very complex. Here, if you are wise, he have said, in all what he is saying, he said the form of pure consciousness. Here the emphasis is on the form, Even that which is uncreated, unmanifest, it is still a form. So, Krishna carry on. Contemplation upon an undefined and invisible form of God is too difficult to practice for a creature. For those who have manifest, who have a form, it's very complex. So this practice is very difficult. Who is accustomed to relating to entities he can see and experience in this world, as in the case with my form, but is visible and has attribute. For an embodied soul, what the creature is, it is very difficult to comprehend the disembodied soul, what my cosmic form is. Hence, meditation on my nirgun form is very difficult. Bhagavan himself saying, to meditate on my formless aspect is very difficult. But those who meditate on my sagun form is very easy. So imagine how merciful he is, but he have taken a form so that not for his sake, but he have taken a form for our sake, to make it easy for each of us. Verily I say that those who single-minded worship me and is devoted to me, dedicate to me, are focused exclusively on me, who meditate and contemplate upon me, and who have placed the mind and themselves in my custody. I take special care of them and look after their welfare. I become their savior and take them across the vast and unknown ocean of birth and death. So this verse, can be fulfilled. Here Bhagavan at the end he said, I take special care of them, look after their welfare. I become their savior. And that is called Mahavishwas. It is called Anurag, where the Lord Himself care for you, take charge of you, looking after you. But this, when we talk about Vishwas means faith. But Maha Vishwas is great faith. Faith, reverence, belief, conviction. So it should not be thought of an ordinary sense or common ways when it comes to bhakti. When it comes to that devotional service, it's not just plain, you can't just say, yes, I have faith, like random. Because that faith must have also that conviction into. Conviction which the Lord Himself is with you, caring for you, looking after you. This Maha Vishwas is that absolute faith in the saving grace of Bhagwan Himself. That's what this is called, Anurag. To have this conviction, but it doesn't matter. I may hold Him, I may not hold Him, but He will hold me. And that is something very strong. How wavering is your mind? How wavering is your faith? Today you are very faithful. Tomorrow you are not faithful at all. And this is the mind. But when we talk about really devoting oneself, we must look at ourselves and ask this question. How faithful I am in my path. How faithful I am towards my beloved Lord. Because that faith can't just be shallow, but it doesn't waver around, it doesn't flicker around, it doesn't go around. That kind of faith which the saints have, it's amazing when we look at the saints who have been martyred for their faith. You're going to be killed. But yet, what strong faith does it have, inside of them? That yes, I rather give my life than betraying my faith. Very often these people never seen or encounter God Himself. But yet inside of them, there is a strong faith. When you look at the saints, they will never go away from that. So this is what Mahavishwas stands for, this absolute faith that Bhagwan Himself will care and look after. Bhagwan Himself will save you, because by yourself you can't save yourself. What can you do by yourself? You can do only limited things. How do you think you will save yourself? Only when you dedicate yourself, what you can from your side, which is your bhakti, no? But even that grace, kripa, come also by His mercy. To get to know Him, it is only by His mercy. His Kripa. So from that, He has made you possible to know Him. To cleanse your mind, He sent you on your spiritual path but yet you must awake that complete trust which is called Maha Vishwas inside of you. That trust that nothing can move you. So this kind of faith is indeed the excellent virtue. So it is very important component on the bhakti path to have such devotion, such focus on the feet of Srimad Narayana. Such Mahavishwas can only be dedicated, applied to the service of Bhagwan Himself. It can't be for ordinary things or common purpose. So this excellent objective is to attain that liberation, to attain that service to the Lord. This is how you will be liberated from that cycle of birth and death. Otherwise you get entangled continuously into that cycle of birth and death. So when you have this strong faith inside of you, that cycle of birth and death is removed. You attain the eternal servitude to the feet of Srimad Narayana, which is actually the sole aim of every individual soul. To attain this supreme bliss, this eternal state of awareness. So this can happen only when you have Mahavishwas inside of you. That if you have Vishwas for the world, then it's a different thing. You know, very often people have mostly trust into the world itself. You know, they have faith into the world. So they, as it is said, you know, very often people say, yes, we have faith, we believe in God. But actually, you do a lot of worship believing in God only as a form of business. Like I said earlier, 2 days ago, you know, you worship the demigod or you worship ordinary deities, which is not form or purpose of bhakti. So merely having faith or belief in a deity or worshipping that deity with reverence is not bhakti. It's not true bhakti. Because you are doing business. But in that business, you also have deep belief in it. You know, you have deep love and affection. It shows very often. You know, in the same manner, one will serve one worldly duty. You know. So you have same faith. You know, when you are worshipping the demigods for a purpose. You know, you're asking, begging. It's the same thing, but you roam the world always longing to get something. You befriend people just to get something from them. You don't really befriend for the sake of friendship. You don't go in relation just to really appreciate that relationship. But there's always something as an expectation. But that also have very, you must have faith into that. Huh? Otherwise it don't work. But that is not bhakti. You have faith, but there is always a gain into it. There's always something behind it. Once you get it, that thing becomes irrelevant for you. But yet, the mind is still long. The mind is still search. The mind is still very unsatisfied. So what is the mind looking for? Why is still this, you have get everything that you have worship for, you have belief in it, but yet you still have unsatisfaction inside of you. You still feel angry when you don't get what you are asking for. What it is? Why is still you are miserable? And through your misery, you feel jealous, but your misery, you feel jealous when you see people are happy. So you want to make their life miserable also, thinking that by making their life miserable, you will be happy. No, you will never find that happiness, because this is devout of bhakti itself. You may have faith in what you are asking for. You may have faith what you are praying for, but it is not bhakti. Because bhakti is only for the Supreme Being. Because He is the only one who can really give you true satisfaction. He is the only one which can give you final liberation, deliver you from that cycle of birth and death. An ordinary deity can't do that, no matter who they are. They can't fulfill. They can fulfill all your material wishes, but they can't deliver you. They can't free you from that cycle of birth and death. So even if you are dedicated to them, you may have faith in them. You may think that, yes, I am doing bhakti, but still you are deluded. You become ignorant. So therefore, through having this Mahavishwas, this, what is bhakti about, This is what is true devotion about. And it is important and crucial component of it. So only then you will bear the fruit. But for that you have to be very careful and very attentive. Because that is not, when we are talking about, when we look at the 9 goddesses, how Maha Devi have purified till you come to that point of Maha Gauri, which stand for that supreme wisdom, that supreme faith, that supreme devotion. It's not just mere faith or mere devotion. It is, yesterday we celebrate Navaratri, in showing you how she absorbed everything, how Krishna, absorbed everything inside of him. To purify you, he will take everything upon him. So today you come having this clarity being bright like Maha Gauri. But that brightness, come only when you are very attentional. So it is not just mere kind of devotion, but devotion to the Supreme Lord Himself. When we talk about bhakti, is only towards the Supreme Being. Because even her, she's fully absorbed in service to the feet of Srimad Narayana. She helped the devotee to attain the feet of Srimad Narayana. And that happened when you have that strong faith. So this Mahavishwas relate to the heart because of faith, conviction, belief, acceptance, love, and reverence. So because this is the basic root of the heart of heart. In the mind, it is different. In the mind, you have a lot of logical things, intelligent. You like to analyze things, you have to rational things. The mind always is in constant movement into that. Constant movement from left to right, right to left. But in the heart of heart is a different matter. In the heart is where Bhagavan Himself resides. And this is the place where you meet Him. So therefore that strong faith is directly related to your Atma. The faith of the Atma is not just a faith of the mind, it's a yearning, it's a longing, it's a crying, but I want you. But how many are ready to listen for that cry? Bhagavan is listening, but are you aware of that crying? Are you aware that your heart is crying for Him? Many will say yes, yes. But if your heart is really crying for Him, why you don't reveal Himself? When your heart really cry for Him, that cry comes from your Atma itself. Then that is what is Mahavishwas. That kind of faith, when really bhakti awake, when Bhagavan graced you, that becomes the first step towards bhakti. First step towards His lotus feet. First step towards service to Him. Yes, He have called you all. He have given you glimpses of it. But very often your mind have betrayed you. No one else but yourself. You have taken it for granted. But those who have taken it seriously, you can't treat what He have given you just randomly like that, so ordinary like that. Transformation must happen. Imagine you are closed completely, you are submerged in Amrit. What will happen to you? You will become automatically immortal. Whether you want it or you don't want it, you will become immortal. Because you are fully absorbed into it. So the same thing when Bhagavan revealed himself through devotion inside of your heart. It's not just randomly like that. He's everywhere. He has taken control of you. Like you say, those who surrender to me, I take care. I look after them. It's not just simple, that I am controlling. I will take care of them. What they have to do is only to surrender to me. Simple. But one have not properly understand that excellent virtue, which is called Maha Vishwas. Not just faith, but great faith, supreme faith. You have understand always an ordinary or common form of faith. That common form of faith which once you have understand, yes, I'm lighting an incense in front of the deity once a day, or I'm just putting a little bit of flower to the deity once a day. You're saying, yes, I'm doing lots of worship, and you're going around doing your japa mechanically. Who are you thinking you're fooling? Nobody but yourself. This is called common form of faith. It is completely different from that Mahavishwas. So Mahavishwas is glorious. It is that what gives you the realization of who you are. That self-realization is revealed to you only when you have that Mahavishwas. Bhagavan revealed to you once you have that Mahavishwas. It makes one realize and become enlightened. It makes one firmly established in the divine and supreme truth. Like I said, often you will hear people say, yes, I have faith. No? I trust. I believe. They say it with such conviction. They say it with such force, When you go and talk about your faith to somebody else, and then somebody else have a different faith from you, you will see how they attacked you. Where is your faith? Where is your strength? You say, yes, I have faith in the teacher. That's what people have. When you go to school, you have faith in your teacher. It is also a certain degree of faith. No? You have faith in your teacher. What he's teaching you is right. But that would help you to move forward in your life. No? Like that, you go on. You have faith in so many things. You have faith in, like I said, one day somebody come and tell you, come to that deity, he will fulfill your wish. You will have faith into that. You will go. For your wish to be fulfilled. Come to that Guru, you have faith. Yes, my wish will be fulfilled. Let me go there. It is the same. You have faith in a taxi man, the taxi driver. You go in the taxi driver, you call Uber, you don't know the person. Yes or no? You go in the car, you don't know, maybe that person is a serial killer. Are you aware of that? You don't know the person. But yet you have faith that this person will bring you to your destination. Yes? You have faith in the pilot. You don't know him. Even if he presents himself, I am Mr. Roger so-and-so, you know. Oh yeah, the pilot is Mr. So-and-so. Yeah, who are you? I don't know you. I've never been to school with you. Yes, I know you by your name. But yet, when you are sitting in the plane, you have faith in, but he knows how to do his job, no? You go to the doctor. Doctor asks you, how are you? I say, I'm fine. Then why are you here? And you should have answered the doctor, if I knew why I'm here, why should I come to see you? But yet, you have faith in him. You know? If the doctor is telling you, no, you will have to have an operation, you have faith in the doctor. Even if you don't know the doctor, you put your life in the doctor's hand. You know, yes, I trust. You trust in the doctor. Even if you're on the operation table, you're trusting the doctor, but the doctor knows what the doctor is doing. But can you call all this trust, faith, and so on bhakti? You have faith in them. You do trust them for their job, what they are doing. But can you call it bhakti? Can you say, yes, I have bhakti for that doctor? No? If that doctor becomes a saint, then you will have bhakti probably. But before that, no, you can't say, yes, I have bhakti for you, doctor. Probably in India you will find that. They will fall down at the doctor's feet. But it's not because they have bhakti for the doctor. They will fall down at the feet of the doctor because they have gratitude for the doctor. They will fall down at the teacher's feet because they have gratitude too. They have this humility. They are grateful for what they have received. But yet, you can't call it bhakti. Imagine you will have bhakti for all your teacher which have teach you till now. I'm sure your room will be full of pictures. Imagine all the doctors you have seen in your life. You say, yes, I have bhakti in them. For sure, when you have bhakti, you want to have a memory of them. Now you have to have something to remind you, as you have the picture of the Guru always, you know. If you have bhakti towards that, you will have to have a memorial, an image to show your gratitude. Do you have? No, you can't call it bhakti. Even if you have faith into it, even if you trust them, but you can't call it bhakti. Bhakti is something different, of very high degree. So because of all the services, all these people that I have mentioned earlier, is just to fulfill one worldly needs and desire. You can't call it bhakti. None of them will liberate your soul. They can't liberate your soul. They can fulfill only the things that you are asking. To liberate the soul from all misery, all the suffering, to liberate the soul from countless of birth, there's not other, nothing. All this can't do that. None of them can give you eternal peace. None of them can give you supreme bliss. None of them can guarantee you your salvation. How Bhagavan Krishna has said, those who have faith to me, I give my guarantee, but you will come to me. I will look after you. I will care for you. I will do everything. I guarantee you your freedom. I guarantee you, but eternally you will be with me. That is anurag. But the Lord Himself give you this affirmation that yes, have that bhakti, have that strong faith, have that determination towards me. And that promise will free. So therefore, this Maha Vishwas bear true fruits when it is used properly to attain the feet of the Lord. If that Maha Vishwas don't awake, that's why you see this is the problem with human being. Bhagavan said, out of million, only few get to know me. Those who get to know me, only one get to know me for real. Why do you think it is so difficult? It is so difficult because you see, you say, yes, I have faith, but yet, I have faith, but I have given myself to you, but you still hold upon your limitation. You still hold upon your petty self. You still hold upon everything which you think, yes, that's mine. Forgetting that soon or later death will come and snatch everything from you. Not a single hair will be left for you. Everything. And that can happen anytime. Don't think that you will physically live eternal here. No, you are getting old. If you get old and die, you are lucky. Nowadays, you can't even guarantee that. You know, when we look at flies flying around and dying, you human beings have come to that state for all the shit that they put inside of them. No? They have come to that, but today you meet somebody, tomorrow you heard that person is gone. You ask yourself, how is it possible? Because Bhagavan keep reminding you how important is life, how important is bhakti, but yet you choose to be miserable. How many people have you met today? You tell them beautiful things, you show them the way, but yet they choose to be different. They choose to go into Maya. They choose to be negative. Everyone here have encountered such people. And you will encounter many more in your life. That's why Bhagavan said, only one will get to know me for real. Let this great faith awake inside of you. Let bhakti awake inside of you. And trust. You know, it's not just a superficial trust. It's not just a superficial love. It's not just a superficial reverence, you know. It is all done with conviction. It is done with complete faith. So this bhakti, when we talk about bhakti, we talk about devotion, we we talk about love. For a bhakta, all these are selfless. All these are turned only towards Srimad Narayana. To such who have faith, these real devotee of Bhagwan, they are considered to be the perfect. This perfection of not, we are not talking about the outside perfection. We are talking about the inner perfection. Those who have attained the state of yogi. Yogi doesn't mean only the one which is seated in the cave in the Himalayas. No, he said, Bhagavan said, even in the daily life, everybody can go on with their course, but yet they're great yogi. So that word yogi, who have found this communion with Bhagavan within them, which is those which is enjoying the sweetness of his love at all time, in whatever they do. That is a true yogi. That is those who have attained, we can say, the mind have attained the oneness or the relationship with Giridhari. For them, they know God. Yes, everybody say yes, we know God. Yes or no? Everybody say no. Very often, if you talk with people, they will tell you, yes, I believe in God, I love Him. But to love Him, you have to know Him, now. How can you love somebody you don't know Him? It's impossible. But you will get to know Him only when you start to believe in Him. Then He reveals Himself, then that's what they said. A true yogi know God and have faith in Him. They are wholeheartedly devoted to Him. They have attained the highest of all spiritual perfection. They have attained the divine vision of the Lord, of Giridhari, of Krishna inside of them. And when they have seen Him inside of them, they have seen Him everywhere. So this great state of existence make a person realize that whatever you do is directed, it is enacted, it is being played by Giridhari himself. There's no one else but him. In that realization, one finds closeness with him. As this is the only goal of life. And but the only sole object worthy of his reverence and love is only the feet of Srimad Narayana, Giridhari. So when this firmness of faith and conviction come, that what is Mahavishwas, this strong faith, that purpose become clear. One receive that confirmation. One heart reveal the supremacy of love within one heart, within each part of your persona, yourself. So that faith is vital for the Supreme to reveal Himself. But if that faith is put somewhere else, if that faith is diverted towards something else, it reduces its intensity. Shraddha is very important. Imagine how important is faith. When you know you have that faith inside of you, you should know where to direct it. Don't direct it towards your fear. Swami Revati was saying, you believe so much in your fear, your worry, all this stuff. But you direct that faith and limit it. No, faith had been given to you. That seed had been planted in you for thousands of lives, And you are bearing the fruits of countless of life, of dedication and service. It doesn't just happen like that. So this firm faith, don't lose it. That trust, don't lose it. Don't let the world corrupt you. It have come to you. Don't take it for granted. Because once you lose it, then you will know what precious things you have lost. It is also your choice, But one is so merciful, He has given it to you. Because you see how human are, You have to have this human body itself. For countless of life, you have looked for Him. So let this faith be directed towards Him. Let this bhakti, let this bond of love between you and Him, let it seal, let it cement itself. Because that bond of love must be very strong. That bond, it have to be so strong that nothing can move it. So it is important that you have fear, faith, conviction, love, trust, to reach to that supreme level. If you look for God with the mind is very uncertain. The mind is always flickering. The mind is always there to corrupt you. Just as people are always there to corrupt you, the mind is also always there to corrupt you. But the heart is there to make you feel His love. So if you see that your mind is flickering around, if you see that your heart stopped to feed something, that shows that there's a lack of faith inside of you. There's a lack of belief or conviction. And that will lead you nowhere. Even in the material world, you must have certain conviction in what you are doing. If you don't have conviction in what you want to do, you don't have faith in what you are doing, do you think you will achieve something in life? You will not. So even in the material world, you have a certain faith, you have a certain belief, you have a certain conviction in whatever you do. Then you can do something. So this Mahavishwas, those who have attained that, they don't claim anything for them. Like I said, everything they know that it belongs to the Supreme Lord Himself. There was once a saint in Vrindavan, actually. By the name of Gadadhar Bhatt. So that saint was very dedicated to the Lord. Nothing could move his faith inside of him. So one fine day, a thief came into his house. So the thief took all, in India, for the service to the Lord, there is always silver utensil. Because for people, they would not look after, for those who have true devotion, they forget about themselves. They would do everything. For the Lord Himself, they would give the best clothes for the Lord. They would give the best jewelry to the Lord. They would give the best utensil for the service of the Lord. So everything was there in silver and probably gold and everything. So the saint was sleeping. The thief came inside. So he took 2 big bed sheet and took everything what was there in that 2 big bundle of bed sheet. So it was so full, but the thief could not carry it. He was so greedy. He didn't even want to empty. He said, "This is jackpot. I will try my best." So as he was dragging this 2 bundle of utensil, start making noise. So Gadadhar Bhatt woke up. Didn't say anything to the thief. Said, "I will help you carrying that for you. So please tell me, you go forward, I'll come behind." So he carried 1 bundle and the thief carried the 2nd bundle. So they reach the house of the thief. Gadadhar Bhatt put the bundle there. And he said to him, "You're happy? I'm leaving." So he left. So that night, the thief was super confused. That was playing in his mind. Everywhere where I go to steal, they all beat me up. But that have never happened. But this one is, he himself have carried all the things that I have stolen at his place and brought it to me. And he have even told him, "There is more things in the other room, let's fill it up." So he was in a state of complete confusion. He was sitting. Early morning, his beloved wife asked to him, said, "My darling, what have you brought from last night work? So Gadadhar Bhatt said, this night I didn't bring anything. I was looted myself. I got looted this night. The wife was super confused. Said, what happened? He could not speak because he was in a state of shock. Incomprehensible for the mind. He was touched through the association of the saint. You know, he received the grace of bhakti inside of him. That bhakti have awake, which his mind could not comprehend what was happening. It's a feeling which he have never felt before in his life. He was always looking for happiness outside, but yet he was never happy. And here, just by stealing from the saint's house, he could feel it. But it was not because of what he stole. It is through the association what the saints, through his grace, have given to him. By accompanying to his house, he have steal his heart with him. So the thief early morning took him and his wife, went to his, brought all the things that he have stolen to the saint house, put it there, fall at the feet of Gadadhar Bhatt, and washing his feet with his tears and asking and begging him for his forgiveness. And he took shelter of him. He got initiated of him. And he became the best disciple of Gadadhar Bhatt. So simple is bhakti when you dive into that ocean. When you let yourself, you don't restrict yourself. So simple it becomes. But so complicated when you try to understand it with the mind. You become crazy. That same mind make you crazy and the same mind make you liberated, depending upon how you make that awake inside of you. The one is so merciful. You know. He's ever ready to give. But are you ever ready to receive him? You must have this Maha Vishwas inside of you. That's why Lord Krishna said in the Gita, of all the yogis, those who worship me with immense faith in me, in the mind and heart, are regarded as the best of all yogis. He said earlier, when Arjuna asked him, those who worship me with the mind and the heart. It didn't say only the heart. He didn't say only the mind. He said both. The mind and the heart. Because if you worship him only with the mind, it's fake. If you worship him only with your heart, it is still fake. Because you are not giving your fullness to him. He said, worship those who worship me completely in its fullness, the mind and the heart. Such is the state of a yogi. Such is the state of a fully realized being. Such is the state of those who have truly have a glimpse of love. Maha Gauri Mata ki Jai, Krishna Lal ki Jai, Giridhari Lal ki